Last thing I'm going to show you is how to make these little branches here. And the inside part is made using a stem stitch, and the little parts going off of it are made using a straight stitch. So I've got my little stem here coming out of my leaf, and to do a stem stitch, you want to start by bringing your thread through to the front. I'm using 3 strands of embroidery floss for this. And you want to do 1 stitch forward, and I like to start my first stitch, make it a little bit longer than the other ones. And then actually didn't want to pull that all the way down yet, so you want to keep it up a little bit, and then you want to bring your needle back through about halfway through where you made that stitch, and then pull on that. And so then your stitch that you did is going to be, the thread coming up is going to be slightly to one side of the thread. So then after you've made that first stitch, you're going to make another stitch, and before bringing your thread all the way back through, you want to bring your needle up where the last stitch ended, right here, and then pull that up like so. And then again, make a stitch, and before pulling it through, bring your next stitch up through where the last one went down. And you always want to make sure that, so for this one I'm making sure that the stitch, my thread, is always coming up on the left side of where that stitch was. And you always want to make sure it's coming up on the same side. So to finish off your stem stitch, you just want to take your needle and go back down at the end of the last stitch here. So that's the stem stitch. And then to make all the little branches that are coming off, we're just going to use a straight stitch, which is just like what it sounds like. So I'm going to come from one side and just do 1 straight stitch over into the middle. And I'll do that for each of the little branches that are coming off of the main stem. And there you have your little stem, and each of those little branches on the unicorn hoop will end, you'll add a little French knot to the end of them, and that stitch is also used for the lines in the unicorn horn. So just same thing, just 1 straight stitch for each of those, coming up on one side and going down on the other, up then down. And that's it. You should now be able to make this entire unicorn embroidery pattern following all the stitches that I taught you. I hope you enjoyed this stitch along. Subscribe to see more, and go to my blog cutesycrafts.com for more free embroidery patterns and other fun crafts.